point in time, and Rick was able to do that. A year ago he had made it an even race coming into spring. He got banged up at the end of summer, summer workouts, and that's the thing that kind of held him back. But having experience helps the confidence level certainly. Having the trust of your teammates is a huge factor that allows you to become a great leader. Without the trust factor, that's harder to do. And the best way to get the trust, as you've heard me talk about this before, you've got to provide the example that everybody's looking for. On and off the field, in the weight room, during every little drill, whatever it may be. And his example really has elevated our performance level a lot of times. Obviously in games, but certainly in drills where we're trying to get better and young guys are trying to improve. He's been able to do that, and without a doubt, his example, as far as his attitude is concerned, has really, lifted us as well.
What does he need to do on the field to take that next step?
The next step meaning just
all Big Ten, along that road.
Improve. Improve. Okay, good. That's what. Before I go any further, too, there's a great book out you guys should all read, because it'll tell you a little bit about what we're all about and what a lot of college coaches are about, but certainly what our program and Coach Ferentz is about. It's called Training Camp by an author named John Ogden. I'm not, but it's interesting because everything that you think that we're always given cliches about, the things that we actually believe in that don't make good print. Really are what we're trying to do. So that's great that you're able to put it that way, Mark, because for him to improve, what he needs to continue to do is demand a little bit more from himself, be able to focus on perfecting little things, whether it's ball placement, balance of his feet, just the little things that every guy has to do, and just executing on a more consistent basis. Where you eliminate some games where we didn't make things happen the way we wanted to, and just become more consistent with our performance level.
How do you go about? Backups are both redshirt freshmen. Is that a concern to you?
Well, let's put it this way: two backups don't have any experience, so that's
another way of putting it.
Right. That's always that's probably always a concern. But they've worked hard. They're very. I think they're good players, and you never know about anybody until you get them into the game. Especially at the quarterback position, it's extremely difficult to tell how they'll react. These guys are, I've said this before, a lot of fun to coach. That freshman year's behind you, so some of the things that where maybe we can enjoy the moment a little bit more when a guy didn't see a blitz or things didn't go quite right. Everything's ramped up. The stakes are a little bit higher now. For these guys, so somebody needs to really climb into that number that number 2 spot, and the only way you do that is competing for the starting job too. So with that kind of mentality and that kind of attitude.
With Stanzi, were you the anonymous Big Ten coach who said he reminded you of a young Tom Brady?
No.
I could see you saying that, though.
You could. You must not know me very well. Go ahead.
What do you see in those two backups that does please you right now?
Well, they're smart guys. They're tough guys. They work at it, and they can throw the football.
Does that put a lot more pressure on your offensive line then? Protecting Ricky?
No more pressure than it puts on him anytime. I mean, part of the reason that we were successful last year, and a big part of any quarterback's success and Rick's success last year is the offensive line. I mean, look at it's 95% of the thing is if you can get a chance to throw the ball back there. Everything happens. Most balls, even the deep balls that take time, those are all we want them all thrown in 3 seconds or less, and you're asking those guys to stop 300-pound people from trying to rush up the middle. It's not an easy thing to do, but for us to be successful in the pass game, you got to be able to protect the quarterback.
Ken, can you talk about the receiver position and how